Welcome to Kingston, where we have a record crowd here for England. 13,500 jubilant, excited and very loud fans here who are going to create the perfect soundtrack to what should be a phenomenal game. It's the TikTok Women's Six Nations, England against Wales. The Red Roses, well, they are flying on a winning streak of 20 on the spin now. And England have romped to 2 victories from 2 so far, thrashing Italy and Scotland in the process. But the surprise package for this tournament, today's visitors, Wales. Resilience, defence and a never-say-die attitude has meant that Wales have a maximum set of points after the opening 2 rounds. A sunny Saturday evening in early April, the perfect time for 2 nations, 2 rivals to get head-to-head. Welcome to Gloucester, the reigning champions England against Wales. Yeah, it's a sunny Saturday afternoon in early April. 2 teams, 2 rivals and everything to play for. Maggie, I was out in the shed there. I'm just lucky to be alive. It's set up for what is a brilliant day. Don't get much bigger than this, does it?
It doesn't, and I'm super excited. Look, England and Wales are both in fine form and full of confidence. England are 20 games unbeaten, and Wales have had the best start to their Six Nations since 2015. And they get a chance to play in front of a record-breaking crowd of over 13,000 people. I wish I was playing, to be honest, but I just hope it's a good game, and I just hope the weather's also good too.
It's certainly got all of those bits. As for Wales, it's been transformational this season. Showed resilience, as I mentioned earlier, but they're going to probably have to play for the full 80 today to get something out of it.
They've got to play for the full 80 and they've got to start well. You know, hey, they are 2 wins from 2, that's brilliant. But they only managed to clinch or claw back those victories in the dying minutes of the game. They were trailing both games at half-time. So England are not going to give them the opportunities to get back into this game. They need to impose their game from the very start.
Yeah, it's absolutely set up to be a belt. Let's remind ourselves of the table, which shows 3 undefeated teams. England have amassed 21 tries in their 2 games, only concedes an impressive 5 points. The 2 other fixtures weekend take place tomorrow. France face Scotland in Edinburgh and Ireland hosting Italy in Cork. And you can watch both of those games on BBC iPlayer. Philippa, we've seen changes in this Wales side and none more so in the back row, and everyone's pretty excited about that combination, right?
Yeah, really excited about that combination, and it is official. Sinead Harries is back.
Yes,
she made a massive impact coming off the bench in the last round. Her physicality, she gets over the ball, she gets key turnovers. She's such a presence for the team. And then working alongside perfectly with captain Siwan Lillicrap. Their stats across the board have been absolutely brilliant. Their tackles, their meters made, they're brilliant. But it's also going to be bolstered by a debutant in Cecilia Tuipulotu. Yep. This girl is 18, 113 kilograms and 5'9". Welcome to the international stage.
She'll certainly make an impact, and an impact they'll want to make is at the breakdown. And Natasha Hunt last week was quite critical of Wales's tactic. She said they were brutal, boards aligned, illegal. I guess they're words you were never described as, were you, Maggie?
No, but I mean, they are illegal. We know that.
Hey, all the best back rowers are.
Us back row don't actually know the rules. But look, to be honest, she's absolutely right in the sense that, look, England have to be good at the breakdown. That's one area they weren't very good at. In the game last weekend, they were just slow to the breakdown. They didn't have the urgency. And in this next clip, it really illustrates it. Cornborough takes the ball in, but look at Ward. Instead of going to the breakdown, she actually runs away from it. And that delay just gives Italy enough time to get onto the ball. And when England are at their very best, this is the best example of that. England show their urgency this next breakdown. So they go in, next player comes in straight away, makes the clear out, and straight away they have that quick speed, that quick ball. That means Italy get a narrow defence and have that overlap. So England are going to have to be really good at the breakdown today. That battle of the breakdown is going to be crucial. They're going to have to be accurate and urgent if they really want to get on top of this game. Yeah,
well, from the back row to the back 3, and one of Wales's main attacking threats comes in the form of Jasmine Joyce, a true superstar in the world game, a player on top of the game. Here's Jazz talking about Jazz.
How can I? I'm not saying that. As a player, I am.
That's explosive from Jazz Joyce.
Oh, God.
And Jasmine Joyce gets there. Well, she's a lethal finisher.
Yeah, fair, nice. That's a good one.
Amazing chase back there by Jasmine Joyce.
As a player, I would describe myself as fast, competitive, and fair.
Joyce around the outside. They're not going to stop her. What a try.
Happy? Lush.
seems fit and active with the on, having a couple of absolute thoroughbreds out on the pitch, and opposite her today is one of them, Jess Breach.
Yes, speedster Jess Breach, also known as Jess Express. I mean, she's a talented athlete, she's a speedster, and she's had a bit of a challenging year. She's had lots of injuries. She had an ankle injury, she fractured her back, then she did a shoulder, and she was going to come back for the Italy game, but then had COVID. So she's someone who I really hope gets into the game, and that battle with Jasmine Joyce is going to be exciting. You expect England to get the ball into her hands nice and early so she can have a really good run.
As for Wales, they've been brilliant in the last couple of games, but this feels like the real litmus test of where they are against the #1 team in the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to remember they're at the start of a journey. So it's a great opportunity to test yourself against the world best. But they're going to be looking for a performance win. Maybe not an overall win, but a performance win. If they could score against England, maybe cap them to conceding 30 points, that would be a win for them.
Yep, the stage is set. 30,500 people packing out Kingsholm. It's time to get to commentary. So do you, Philippa. She's going to be joined by our lead commentator, Sarah Orchard.
Afternoon, welcome to the West Country, and here come Wales, searching for a triple crown. Well, we're in a rugby heartland with the fans to show for it. They are packed in here for this one. But how many of this crowd have actually made their way over the bridge from Wales? Many of them, of course, will be here for these women. Here come England. Safe to say the Red Roses' support is strong, led out, of course, by the second most capped England player of all time, Sarah Hunter, going into the cauldron once again, and what a reception. Well, before we get underway, Rugby will make its stand against racism, while the players and supporters will also show their support for Ukraine.
Racism is not acceptable in rugby, in sports all the world we live in, and we will continue to recognise this before every game. Thank you for your support to make sure that rugby really is for everyone.
Well, there will now be a moment's silence to reflect on the passing of the University of the West of England rugby player Maddie Lawrence.
With those affected by the crisis. Please join us in a 30-second moment of applause that will end on the referee's whistle.
Well, that round of applause, of course, was for the support for Ukraine. We'll now have the moment to reflect on Maddie Lawrence.
Ending once again on the referee's whistle.
The thoughts and prayers of the whole rugby family are with everyone who knew Maddie. We'll now have the anthem, starting with Land of Our Fathers.
Thank you for your support. And now please be upstanding, if possible, for the national anthem of Wales, performed by Abigail Kelly.
My
God Save the Queen.
Save the Queen.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
It is going to be noisy. Right, we're nearly there, but time to take a look at the lineups. First of all, Simon Middleton's England, arguably the strongest side he's played so far. Saracens' Marley Packer back in at 7. Vernon Hunter promoted from the bench. And Poppy Cleal, she switches from 8 to lock. As we move into the backs, the Harlequins wing Jess Breach returns for the first time since May last year. Her Quins teammate Lucy Packer gets her first start at scrum half, while Wasps Abby Dow returns to the lineup. Usually seen on the wing, she's named at fullback for only the second time in her career. Now Wales and Johan Cunningham, well, he's changed his matchday squad for the first time in the tournament. Player of the match against Scotland, Sinead Harries starts at 8, with Lillicrap moving to 6. But there will be big things expected of the 18-year-old lock Cecilia Tuipulotu. Well, there's a new starting half-back pairing, Worcester's Fionn Lewis and Gloucester Hartpury's Robin Wilkins. The rest of the back line remains unchanged. Quick look then at the benches. Wales retain a 6-2 split, while Bristol's Amber Reid could win her 60th cap if called into action. Well, our referee today is Canada's Julianne Zuzman. She's refereed England before, but not Wales. Alongside me here in commentary, Rachel Burford. You were here for the Premier 15's final. They've come back for more women's rugby, haven't they?
They certainly have, and they have come in their thousands. What an outstanding turnout for the Red Roses' first home game.
Right, we're about to get underway. They ran into King's Home to get the best spots in the shed.
10 seconds, okay.
Hardly any spaces anywhere around the whole of King's Home. Round 3 of the Women's Six Nations is underway. Marley Packer gathers for England. Missed out that game against Italy, but straight back into action. Byrne. Still Byrne. Ward. Packer, remember there's 2 Packers on the field, not related. Lucy Packer at scrum half for England, and then in the back row it's Marley Packer.
Hold. Use it, please.
Scarrett.
All on.
First test there for Kayleigh Powell. She has to watch it bounce. It's still going. Under a lot of pressure there, Kayleigh Powell. And this is a nice position for England.
Yeah, absolutely. Just realising they're in the middle of the park, not really going anywhere. Finds Emily Scarrett's boot. Just a bit of a misread from Kayleigh Powell in the air. And now they find themselves in a great position to strike from early on.
Ooh, don't often see that. England slightly not making their line out.
Use.
Wilkins.
Over.
Gives Wales a little bit of breathing space there, under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing space.
Line is yours.
Potentially
Line is yours.
not the best exit from Robin Wilkins. She would have wanted a little bit more distance on that opportunity for England to go again.
It's a ball!
There's the heave from the crowd. It's a long way out for England to maul this all the way. but it's got a nice little trundle on it at the moment. Up the jumper there of Davis. She is no stranger to being in this position, whether it be for club or country. Oh my goodness, that's gone a good 10 metres. It's still going, this is stunning. Packer there at the back, just telling them to keep going. That's finally gone down, it's Davis. It was Byrne who finally peeled off the back, and England have the penalty.
Great early intent. You know what England can do with their line-out drive and maul. To go 10 metres up the pitch really starts with a statement of intent.
This is the middle.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise there. They're going for another line out. Just as you thought that Wales had managed to deal with it and slow it down, the command's coming from Lucy Packer. No, go again.
They've missed their line out again. That will be a concern.
Outside shoulder. Option. Scrum or line out. Scrum.
Big moment then for Wales to opt for the scrum, and they will fancy this at the set piece first time, Philippa.
They certainly will. This is their bread and butter, their scrum, their set piece is something they really pride themselves on, and obviously got a slightly different looking pack there. You've got Donna Rose coming into the front row, and as you mentioned, the young, promising Cecilia Tuivalutu in at second row, and all bolstered with Sinead Harries at the back. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Bind! Set! Early.
Free kick straight away. And here we go, here comes Harries. Oh, bounces off Packer. Well, this is her first start in this Six Nations campaign, Sinead Harries, and she's making her mark early on.
Use!
Wales just slowing things down, want to play at their pace, not at England's. Lewis. Down. Packer, Harrison, Rowland. Big hand off there on Kerrin Lake.
Tackle, release! Advantage.
Chance for something here then for England.
8, release.
Well, England have gone quickly through Packer.
Advantage.
And it's been knocked on. Considering the advantage that England had in that, they've not done a lot with it.
They certainly haven't. You've got to admire the ambition there of Lucy Packer. She wants to bring that tempo. She's gone for that quick tap, but potentially you would have just liked to have seen one of the bigger runners on her shoulder, so it wasn't actually Lucy Packer going into the contact situation. But this is what Sinead Harries loves to do. You talk about running at trunks and branches.
So after buying,
Sinead Harries missed that memo. Okay? She loves the trunk.
Sinead Harries plays rugby in the Premier 15s for Worcester. She actually made a debut originally at the 2010 World Cup. 12 years at the coalface. Had a little bit of a break, but she's back for more.
Bind! Set!
That will delight a whole nation, that penalty. A big, big moment in this game.
Yeah, and I don't know if you just picked up there on the ref's mic hearing players saying, slow it down, slow it down. A real issue for Wales has been they haven't been able to exit. So it's good to see them taking their time when they have the opportunity to get a clearance. Take your time, make sure, get that distance. But this is a real moral victory for them to get one up on the scrum like that, get that early scrum penalty.
Rachel Burford, England won't be used to this position.
Absolutely not. You know, they've had 3 entries into the 22 and not been able to maximise those opportunities. But on the flip side, you know, Wales are going to take great confidence from that.
And they'll take their first line out, something England haven't managed to do yet.
Advantage.
It's penalty advantage here for Wales. It is racking up against England. The warning there for them. And they're going to have to be a little bit careful here now, England.
They certainly are. That's a quick set of infringements. And a stark contrast for Wales in comparison to what happened last round against Scotland. Wales were giving away so many penalties and they were being pinned back. But at the moment, it's England giving away these penalties, just allowing Wales to march up the field.
You stay where you are.
Yep.
Watch your straight.
Wales just outside of that English 22. Phillips to Harries. Ward just got a hand on it, but Wales still have it.
Last forward.
Well, it was Abby Ward who went up to disrupt that. And England, they'll want to prove a point here at this scrum.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll want to lay a marker in the scrum. That's been something that they've been talking about all week. But Abby Ward just being an absolute world-class operator in the line-out, reads the jumper, gets up in front and then gets the ball back for her team.
Seconds! Crouch! Sit up. Yeah. Just wait for the call. Sorry. Here we are. Louder.
Well, they're going to settle down again. You can just tell how emotionally charged these two sides are. Wales have had a DJ in the camp this week to get up for this match. That there was a bit of a concern about having 3 test matches coming so quickly for them, that perhaps they needed an extra boost this week. So far, Philippa Tatiec, the DJ's working.
The DJ has worked his stuff. Yeah, it was all about putting smiles on faces, but also getting this Welsh team used to the loudness that we've got here at the stadium today.
Down on the far side, but ref will play on. Rowland. Packer, Harrison.
All on.
Testing Powell again. Nice show there. Jess Bruce has to chase Powell, and it's still Powell going. She needs support. Big tackle coming in from Harrison. Lillicrap. Packer couldn't quite get her woman. Lewis going on the snipe. Lillicrap, Wilkins, Tuipilotu, Butchers.
That's fine, she's through the middle.
What a bit of poaching work at the breakdown there for England. Harrison clears.
Yep.
Joyce.
Not on the ball. Advantage. Yep.
Through the hands. Phillips.
Still have advantage, yep. No, just hold, I'll get the mark.
Another penalty
15.
against England.
Hands in the ruck.
And the warning being given there to Abby Dow.
Oh, but what about this breakaway from Kaylee Powell? Initially, the chase was good there up front breach, but that was soft by England standards in defence. Kaylee Powell making the absolute most of it. Keris Phillips desperately trying to get into support for her.
And as the ball goes out on the far side, again,
Defense.
the discipline from England is the big thing. They haven't been tested like this in the Six Nations so far.
Top of the tee, please.
It's a lovely bit of footwork from Kaylee Powell. She's been out for some time with injury.
Top of the tee, thank you.
Very good sevens player as well. Good to see her showing those skills in the back three there.
Butchers takes. Wales turn for a maul.
She's through the...
Lewis, Harries. Wilkins. Neumann. Busy for work off her wing. Wilkins. Oh, quick hands down this near side.
Thank you.
Lewis. Butchers. Thinks about passing, but Byrne arrives. Introduces her to the turf. Phillips. Good support on her shoulder there by Donna Rose, the Saracens prop. Purse. Nearly stripped. England penalty.
Just great discipline from England there, just not overcommitting to the breakdown, making sure they're making their one-on-ones, and then Poppy Cleal making and taking the opportunity when it presents to her. Joanne Lenny-Crapp's just too slow to get there to clear her. And that will settle England.
Of course, Poppy Cleal playing with 4 on her back today. Saracens player more traditionally seen at number 8, but as Simon Middleton, the England head coach, says he wants to get her on the pitch.
We're fine.
Wants to get her and Hunter on the pitch. It's often Poppy that switches. Big steal there by Butchers, but it gets knocked on in the process. Wales certainly have done their line-out homework. Hunter.
Away to
Cleal. Packer.
Advantage, new advantage.
Right in front of the sticks, England could try something here. Scarrett, she runs that line an awful lot, always gets a few metres out of it. Dow. Okay, there's just going to be a brief pause here. Okay, they'll just move the cameras away. Unfortunately, there has been an injury there to Abby Dow that might just take a few moments for her just to get the right treatment on the pitch. If we just talk about the game so far, first of all, Philippa Tatia, what a start from Wales.
Absolutely, it was the one thing that everyone was asking of Wales. Can they back up those other 2 performances? And if they can, they've got to start well, and they certainly have imposed themselves on this game. Early doors, you could see England piling on that pressure with the kick just catching Kaylee Powell slightly out of position, but they managed to weather the storm, even having a bit of an attacking in England's half as well.
Well, we hope that Abby Dow gets the treatment she needs. Of course, we don't want to see anyone get hurt like she is. This will take a few moments for the medics to deal with her. Of course, this is also a World Cup year, which will be in everyone's minds right now. And just a word on Abby Dow there, Rachel Burford. You play against her in the Premier 15s. She has been an absolute star over many, many seasons, but she's really come into her own. This is her 24th cap today and 23 tries.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal player, and we do wish her well and hope it's not too serious. Yeah, I mean, when you see her name on the team sheet in the Allianz Premier 15, it's one that you have to watch and you have to do your analysis around. She's a world-class player, can play on the wing, can play at fullback. Her ability in the contact, you know, that took 2 players to bring her down, and that's often an Abby Dow-esque about her. She always beats the first defender, and it takes a few people to bring her down.
Well, we'll give her the moment. You can see there on your screens, it looks like Harlequins' Ellie Killdunn is just warming up. She's a regular player for England at fullback. She's previously a former Wasps woman herself, just doing her stretches, waiting to be okay to come on. I think we're going to take a quick look, Philippa Tatia, at the game that's been so far. A lot of it has all been about Wales, particularly at the line-out. I said they'd done their homework. It's been impressive.
Yeah, it's been a really good competition there at the line-out, hasn't it? I think both teams will be aware of the threat, that they both have a really good attacking line-out, but just seeing the competition there, Abby Ward getting up, causing trouble. We've seen Alicia Butchers try and get it, fingertips to it, nearly got a brilliant steal there.
Both of them play at Bristol Bears, don't they? So they know each other very well, and that's probably one apiece at the moment. They'll just be saying to one another across. But yeah, England come into this game #1 percentage in their line-out, so that will be something that they'll be talking about now in the huddle to make sure they get right.
Well, the England coach that was brought in to really tidy up the set piece was Lewis Deacon. He's made a real impression since he came on. So many of the England players talk about how much they really like the former Leicester man who's come in. There he is there up in the coaching box. He's just hiding away now, clearly he's shy. You can see the edge there of Simon Middleton as well. He's sending the messages down. But Lewis Deacon in particular, just being brought in to tidy up that set piece, because at the end of the last Six Nations, particularly in the final against France, that was where England were lacking.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to criticise this team because they are so good, but you have to say that was one area that it just didn't reflect the rest of their game, and you can certainly see an improved performance. They've had very good dominance early so far in this campaign, but maybe not against the toughest competition, but certainly up against a Welsh pack, they're going to have to be on good form.
Well, Sarah Hunter there, the England captain on your screen, just doing what good captains do and getting in the ear of the referee, Julianne Zuzman. The referee Zuzman, she's actually a former Canadian international. Rachel Burford, do you think you probably played against her a few times?
Yeah, I have done on a couple of occasions. Just a really good player back in when she did used to play, and now great to see her put the boots on to referee the game. I'd love to see more players get involved on that front and become referees at this high level.
Thank you.
There you go. She's just been speaking to both captains there, probably just giving a little bit of information about when the game will actually restart. So they're not going to be in any rush or hurry here. They're going to make sure that Abby Dow gets all the treatment that she needs and can exit the pitch safely. Well, the England coaching staff, they're still just looking on. And just confirmation then that it is Ellie Kildunn who's coming onto the field. She'll be trying to get nice and warm before play gets back underway here. Well, she's joining in to what is a very noisy atmosphere here at Kingsholm. We won't get official numbers on how big the crowd is until the second half, about how many people have come in. We've been told it's sold out. And this Six Nations really has been a turning point for women's rugby, Philippa.
Oh, it certainly has, and you've got to give credit to the daffodils in the crowd. I spotted a couple of Welsh flags. I think the positioning of this game, being in Gloucester, is absolutely fantastic, and little things like that matter. You want equal representation of both fans here, and I must be honest, I have never been asked for tickets as much as I have this week. Literally, everyone in Wales has been watching this. There's been so much interest. It's just sparking questions. More and more people want to know about women's rugby, which is brilliant.
And Rachel Burford, I said at the top there, you actually came here to Kingsholm with Harlequins, where you lifted the Allianz Premier 15's trophy just last May. That was in front of around 3,000. This is a big step up today.
Absolutely, and I think, as Philippa said, it's such a great decision to come back here just to see the amount of crowd that are in this afternoon. You know, hopefully we're going to see more big moments and memories this afternoon here.
You can see Emily Scarrett there, just on your screen. She's actually on her 99th cap today. So if she is selected in the next fixture, which is in a fortnight's time at Welford Road against Ireland, she'll be bringing in the big 100. Arguably, it could have been earlier because she was out injured for nearly the whole of the last year. She missed that autumn campaign with a broken leg. But she's actually a bit of a Leicester girl, Emily Scarrett, so it'll be almost like a bit of a homecoming for her, won't it, Berth?
Yeah, I mean, could you write it any better for her? I mean, yeah, it's great to have Emily back, and just shows the calibre of the player that she is, to just slip straight back into the fold of an international game and look like she hasn't been away at all.
How hard is it coming back from an injury like that, Philippa Tuttier? And she's made it look pretty seamless.
Yeah, she certainly has. And it's, you know, as much as it's obviously the physiological side of it, getting your body physically ready, it can be the psychological side. You almost have that little niggle at the back of your mind. You want to protect your body. Is there a potential weakness there? But that's why these guys are the utmost professionals that they are, that elite mindset that they can just completely hone in on the job in hand. And she literally does look like she hasn't been away. Absolutely incredible.
Well, if you're just joining us here on BBC Two, we're just having a little pause here in this Women's Six Nations fixture. Unfortunately, there was a serious injury to the Wasps player, Abby Dow. She's receiving all the treatment that she needs at the moment, and no one's in any interest at all to rush the medics, so they're just going to take their time, making sure she gets off the field as safely as possible, and then they will resume proceedings. It's still a 0-0 game, not even 15 minutes on the clock, but certainly the first time that England have been tested in this campaign. They're right at the top of the table at the moment. Maximum points from their 2 opening games so far. So a reminder that they beat Scotland in that first round, 57 points to 5. That one was up at the Dam Health Stadium. And then last week they were out in Italy, thumping the Italians 34-0. But hey, it's a similar story for Wales. They opened their campaign away in Dublin with a 27-19 win over Ireland. And then, of course, in round 2, they got that win at home over Scotland, 24 points to 19. There's the Wales women just going through their paces. You went into the Wales camp this week, Phil. We've talked about the DJ. What was the general reaction, perhaps, to Johan Cunningham just slightly changing the match day 23? Because he went back-to-back in rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, he did, so it was exactly the same 23 from round 1 to round 2. But I did ask him about that, and he said, you know, you've got to think about the bigger picture, the World Cup at the end of the year, and we all know how important it is to be able to rotate your squad and have strength and depth in position. So I had a feeling there would be a couple of changes, a couple of them rewarding some of the impact players that have come off the bench. Donna Rose in that round 1 coming off, scoring tries. And obviously Fionn Lewis at number 9 last round came on and scored the winning try. So there's been a reward for players, and then potentially a bit tactical, adding a bit of size in the likes of Cecilia Tuipulotu and Sinead Harries coming in to just add that extra bit of physicality, which you always need against England.
A lot of excitement around that woman there, Cecilia Tuipulotu. Only 18 years old, only been playing for 2 years. She's got some pretty famous relatives as well. You might have heard of the Vunipola brothers for England. She counts them as her cousins. Spent a lot of time with them growing up. There's a lot expected of her in Welsh circles.
There is, yeah, it certainly is. And her father playing for Tonga as well. Also a cousin of Talupi Faletau, so plenty of people to have a little game of touch with at Christmas time. But yeah, lots
you imagine that. Christmas Day.
Imagine it being touch.
No,
everyone out in the garden. Well, there you go. Look at these, a few familiar faces there. Some of the Gloucester Hartbury girls in today. You recognise a few of them, Rachel Burford?
Yeah, Tatiana Hurd there, Gloucester Hartbury, but also played a bit of England Sevens this year as well. It's good to see the girls in full support at their home ground.
And you know what's interesting, actually? This is England's home fixture, right? But 10 of the starting Welsh players play for Gloucester Hartbury. So they're actually very familiar with this team. And none of the starting England players play for Gloucester Hartbury. So you've got Mo Hunt, who's on the bench, who plays for Gloucester.
Yeah, Connie Powell as well there. No doubt both desperate to get onto the field if they can. Well, this is Kayleigh Powell just making her way across the field. But this was the big run then from Wales.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnect in that kick chase from England. You see Jess Breach flying up, which is brilliant, but you've got to have a foundation behind her. Unfortunately, Kayleigh Powell just gets in between some branches there, using her really good footwork. An audacious dummy thrown in. And there, you just, you know, those players, they'll expect more from themselves there, grabbing at tackles. You want to get that shoulder into the body as close as you can. And it's just such a shame that Jasmine Joyce couldn't have found herself on a shoulder there, because that could have been try time for Wales.
Yeah, that's something that England always pride themselves on, is their kick chase and their ability to try and pressure and pin teams in the corner. So that'd be something that they'll want to make sure they get right, because Powell doesn't necessarily kick the ball back much. She looks to be a running threat. That's how she likes to play, ball in hand, gives the big show and go. So I'm sure they would have done their analysis and known that.
I did just notice a few moments ago that England were actually practicing a line out on the far side, as that has gone slightly awry for them when they've been on their own ball. As the English forwards there, you can see Abby Ward with her arm in the air there, just talking through a few instructions to the forwards. On the edge of the pitch are Harlequins' Lucy Packer on the left-hand side. Of course, it's her first start at scrum half today. And a big moment for her as well. She did actually play a bit of Wales Development Sevens. She wasn't actually capped, but you actually played a bit with her, didn't you, Phil?
Yeah, I did. I remember when she came into the Welsh camp and absolutely tore about 4 or 5 girls to shreds with her footwork. I actually pulled her aside at the end of the session because we were doing some tackling, what we call extras. You have an opportunity to do some extras. And I pulled her aside and she looked like a rabbit in headlights. So I think she thought I was going to tell her off or something. But I said, look, your step is fantastic. I said, do you mind staying behind with me for 10 minutes so I can try and tackle you? I'm not going to tell you how many times I didn't tackle her, but no, it was humbling. It was brilliant. You know, she's an exciting young player. She came in. She was still doing her A-levels when she came into the Welsh Sevens setup, and yeah, fantastic player. And good to see her now showing her skills on the 15s game.
Funny you say that, as the lady on the screen right now is Ellie Killdun. She got her first England cap. I do remember she was picking up her homework from her mum on the far side of the field at the final whistle. She's a little bit older now. No more A-levels at the moment for Ellie Killdun. Now 22 years old on her 21st cap. Be some aspiring future Welsh players or Red Roses in the crowd. Oh, there's an even little one. They'll be in the line-out before you know it. Nice and cozy in there. There's a little bit of a breeze now because it is getting a little bit longer in the day here now at Kingsholm, and this is what the pause in play is at the moment here. Abby Dow is being stretchered off the pitch. All of our thoughts and prayers are with her. No one wants to see a player injured or in distress. And we're just glad that she's got the help that she needs. Well, a really wonderful reception there for Abby Dow to make her way off the field. We will now continue this Women's Six Nations clash. It was 0-0. It was a penalty to England, and we're still early in the first half. So Zoe Harrison kicks towards the near side touch. Well, England have had plenty of time to talk about this line-out and to tidy it up. Let's see if those conversations have worked. Davis to the front to Matthews. Oh, it's the big drive. That's still moving. That's still going. It looks like it's over, and England have scored. England are underway then in this round 3 clash as Lark Davis touches down.
As we've seen time and time again from England, really well oiled and polished, just in and tight, gets her bound really low and leg strike through. It doesn't give Wales an opportunity to recover or to stop it. Alex Matthews with the clean catch in the break. England just practiced this and brought it to life. What a finish there.
Brilliant finish by England. I'm going to be critical there. I would like to have seen a few more of the Welsh players join that a little bit earlier. When you see a full line out like that, so close to the try line, you know it's going to be a catch and drive. There were just 1 or 2 players hanging out for that split second too long. You just got to get in there and try and stop it at source.
Wales. Zoe Harrison bounces that conversion
Just
off
hold.
the post.
Just hold.
So 5-point game.
Time's off. Just waiting, yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of confusion here.
Just hold, yeah. Yeah, we need a doctor. The doctors have all gone with the player. So
Oh,
it's just a
right, so
safety
they're
issue.
just pausing the match here a second. We have seen this happen before. They've just actually stopped the game because the medics have all gone with Abby Dow, and they need one of the doctors to return to the field of play so play can continue safely. And Rachel Murphy, you're actually well versed in this in the Premier 15s. We've had a similar situation.
Yeah, we did, very much so. Bristol Bears versus Saracens, where sadly Saracens player had to leave the field, but the doctors had to stay there, so we've got to wait for the doctors to return just to make sure everyone's safe, player welfare being key. But here's just another look at that driving maul. England have been so good at scoring from their line out. They've scored 12 so far, and now this makes it number 13. But you just wonder if that break-in play has just stifled that momentum that Wales did have, and it's given England an opportunity to reset.
Yeah, it's the perfect way for England to restart, isn't it, by scoring that try? Especially when Wales had shown such a heroic defence there. And that player you're referring to was Georgia Evans for Saracens, a Welsh second-row player, hurt her arm, but I have seen her back in the camp. She's out of cast, so hopefully we will get a chance to see her in the World Cup.
Well, the medics have returned to pitch side, so we're about to get back underway. Restart then for Wales.
Yep.
Packer.
Tackle!
Harrison. Ward. Lucy Packer just making sure of that pass to Harrison. Harrison missed the opening game of this Six Nations campaign. Jazz Joyce can't get to that one. Did she touch it? Eyes on the lineswoman on this side.
Thank you. You got the mark?
She did touch it. What a little bonus there for England. They've taken that line out really quick. Scarrett managed to get it in the end to Breach, who was waiting in the right place, hacked on by McKenna. Powell. Still Powell. Lewis there just assessing her options, decides to go for Lillicrap. Wales not in a rush at all to play. They want all of this at their own pace. Rowland. Here comes Harrison. Scarrett, there's still Matthews available. Scarrett a little bit on her own there. Well, Scarrett was isolated, tried to go again. Referee says no. Wales get the penalty.
And of course, it's Sinead Harries over that ball. Initially, the kick chase here from Wales is poor. England with one pass managed to get outside the defensive line, but it's a good drifting defence there from Jasmine Joyce, just buying time for the rest of the team to come in.
Understood.
A really good body position. Both Kayleigh Powell and Sinead Harries over that ball, staying on their feet. That's the crucial thing.
Middle's here. No, take another step.
Worcester's Karis Phillips readies to go again. Short numbers here in this Welsh line-out. That's slightly overshot at the back. Wilkins takes. Butchers. Lillicrap on the floor. Lewis. Waiting there was Lake. Manages to use their centre partner in Jones. Two Gloucester Hartbury teammates working together.
No hands!
Lewis, Wilkins, real hard press there from England. Abby Ward is looking angry today at every breakdown. They've got the turnover as well. Packer pops up on this near side to Cornborough. Ward with the hands out to Harrison, taken now by Byrne, who tries to hand off to Tuipulotu.
No. Second advantage.
We're playing advantage then to England. Harrison runs into the brick wall that is Shuan Lillicrap. Pushing the edges, McKenna again.
Away! Advantage.
Byrne. She's got Packer with her. And they're trying to just hold her up there. Kildunn. Popped out to the far side, but can't be taken by McKenna.
Captain. 8. Yeah, so that's 2 against you for not rolling. It's too slow. You're hanging onto the plate on the ground. This is a warning.
But if I'm not in play?
If you're holding onto the ball, you must release and roll away.
Okay.
Release the ball, please.
Okay.
Understood? Yeah. Thank you.
There was a lot of discussion in the build-up to this game about Wales at the breakdown. Sinead Harry's given the warning.
Yeah, she has been given the warning, but oh gosh, I think many England fans are going to be very frustrated there. That ball should have gone from Ellie Kildunn. There was a clear overlap. 2 players clearing from England, and then just sloppy skills, not being clinical.
Well, the fans down in that corner, delighted with what is coming their way.
6.
Davis to Matthews. It's been peeled off the back. They're still going this time through Byrne. The forwards recycle. Now is Harry's underneath it? No. Oh, Packer's just licking her chops, decides to use Ward! Try for Bristol's Abby Ward. She's been everywhere throughout this fixture. Now she's on the score sheet.
You would have expected England to bring that down and drive. Just such smart decision, just to mix up the options to keep Wales guessing. Initially it was really well read by Caris Phillips, makes the hit on Byrne. But then the pack go to work, stay nice and tight. First pick from Poppy Cleal, who's denied. But here, really smart decision from Marty Packer. Could see that Butchers as well marshalled around that breakdown, as well as Crabb. Just shifts the ball out, and Lark Davis just helps Abby Ward over.
Yeah, and literally just pincering in, aren't they, between where the forwards finish and the backs begin. That's going to be, if anything, a little weak spot for those pick and goes. So really good awareness there from England forwards.
Well, the line out when it's going to Matthews at the front seems to be bearing a little bit more fruit there for England.
On you. Yeah, all good.
Restart then from the Welsh to Cleal.
Maul! Use, please! Moving forward. No.
Harrison. Ward taken there by Phillips. Good chance here for Wales. Harry's.
Not on the ball.
Lewis finds Lillicrap to Butchers. Wilkins. Waiting out there, you can see Crabb. Gets the hands on the ball by Pearce, who works with Tuipulotu.
She's on it.
After all of that momentum, holding on the floor, England get it back.
Yeah, look, it was a lovely little tip-on pass there, but if you're giving those right on the gain line, and that's what we want to see Cecilia Tuipulotu on those gain line balls, but you've got to get with her. There needs to be someone quicker on a shoulder.
Now, England missed their touch, but it's been knocked on. Hugely frustration there for Lisa Neumann.
Yeah, absolutely. There would have been an opportunity to relieve some pressure for her team. But Marley Packer over that ball. Here's Zoe Harrison. Not often you see her missing touch.
Thank you.
She's got the right idea to be able to get up and tap it. She just obviously needs to tap it backwards. She didn't have the correct body angle on it, so inevitably she ended up knocking it forwards. If she had tapped it backwards, it would have been live. It would have been kept in play.
Bind!
England penalty. Not driving straight.
And the warning against the Welsh pack for not going straight.
I haven't seen it from where I'm standing. There's someone scanning in the background. We can't have you coming to me like that. He's scanning, okay? Understood?
Well, the warning there to Marley Packer. The referee's got a lot of noise going on at the moment.
No, we're going. England, take a step this way. England, take a step this way. And this way.
Long to the back, Matthews again takes. Popped off then to Scarrett. Packer finds Harrison, McKenna. Can't get the pass away, that was made by Joyce, who hacks on. Kaylee Powell again.
Going straight out.
Out on the full.
Straight out.
It'll be on the halfway for England.
Lineouts here.
But nice touch by Jazz Joyce.
Really nice touch, and gosh, wouldn't we have loved to have seen a foot race there between the England and the Welsh winger. Comes from this pressure look on the pass, just hitting player and ball.
Packer takes at the front. Don't always see Marley Packer being lifted by England. Harrison to Rowland. Scarrett, the two Luck the Lightning centres teaming together. Hunter. This is such a physical test match.
You had it and you dropped it.
Did we expect anything else?
England ball.
No, but this really is a stark improvement from last round. Wales have really upped their physicality. Before against Scotland, we saw them coming up making tackles in their twos, but they weren't ever challenging at the breakdown area. Now they're coming up slightly more individual, putting in dominant hits, and then putting someone in the ruck area, trying to slow things down. So it's definite improvement defensively from Wales.
Mustn't forget that the last time these two sides met, England came away winners 66 points to 7. That one back at the Twickenham Stoop in 2020. Quite a change. Those professional contracts for Wales making a real difference. Look at that control by Hunter.
Advantage.
Anyone who wants to play number 8, look at the feet of Sarah Hunter. That's just brilliant. Kill done. Clear.
Tackled!
Still Cleo.
England on
Harrison.
advantage.
Byrne. Harrison manages to get it then to Rowland. Still Rowland.
Advantage, high tackle.
It's advantage after advantage here for England. Wales' discipline could cost them at the moment.
High tackle. High.
So frustrating because Wales are working so hard defensively. A really good scramble D to defend that attack down the left-hand wing, which basically scramble means just tackle anything that's not in your shirt with the ball. And that's what Wales were doing well, but these infringements are just giving repeated opportunity for England to go again.
6-6.
Oh, that line-out hasn't functioned again. This is a problem for England. That's the third line-out that they have lost.
Scrum. Wales ball. Thanks.
Let's go then. And they'll be hugely frustrated with that. It doesn't look like they get the lift quite right or the timing on it. It was a good throw from Lark Davies. But we just saw what this England practice did on that last scrum. So they get an opportunity to try and win the ball back now.
Yeah, time
it's great to see the resilience from Wales, not giving up. Making sure that they're trying to be as disrupted as they can. But here, just the way that England are wanting to move the ball from left to right. I'd love to see Helena Rona with the ball in 2 hands. It makes the defenders guess a little bit more.
Let's go.
But just playing on the front foot is what England are all about. Ever since the break, they've just come in with the intent to play with absolute tempo.
Helena Rowland made a debut back in 2020. She can
slot in at fly half as well.
Hold the weight.
We've seen him more regularly play 12 for England. It tends to be Harrison that's preferred at 10.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Have a look, Holly.
And that's turning again. Now, Wales were warned the last time.
Sorry.
Let's listen in.
Sorry, say again. Against one, angle. Angle. Yeah. Other way.
Well, this time it's against England.
Woo!
Big win for
Thanks,
Wales
Ollie.
there. That's a big pressure scrum.
Moments like that really matter in the game, and that will galvanise the team to, I know they're only creeping slightly up the field, but it gives them confidence, gives them that edge.
Yeah. On the tee, on the tee. Hold the space. Open up. Top of the tee, please. Yeah. Thanks. How many?
Wales there having a little chat about how they've got to get out of their 22. Crab at the front, strong option for them. Another Gloucester Hartbury woman, just 22 years old. Lake. England penalty. Right in front of the sticks, and it's taken quickly. Poppy Cleal's seen enough. Still Cleal. Someone, I think, flopping over the top of that, and right in front of the referee.
Arrive up, please.
I think Pearce got over and on that ball. Said, Marley Packer, whatever you can do, I can do. But great initial turnover. I can see Poppy Cleal just wants to keep the tempo in the game. But again, talking about just misses the clear, comes completely off their feet.
Yep.
And Pearce is there as well.
Thanks, Mateo.
Brilliant body position, wasn't it? Amazing flexibility there. Able to get that low and still be in control of your body weight. Brilliant from Brinkley and Pearce.
Good.
Well, Robin Wilkins there. I don't think that's quite the kick she wanted to get away. And if we are being critical of Wales, kicking is an area of their game that has to improve.
Stay where you are.
It really does, yeah. Both Eleanor Snowsill and Robin Wilkins, who are the normal fly halves, they don't get that much distance. They've got great accuracy, but not that much distance. It'd be good to see the centres starting to develop their kicking game, just to have another option like England do with Emily Scarrett.
The line-out, however, has been pretty fantastic.
Away now.
Look at that little train moving along quite happily.
Release!
Leon Lewis, only her 4th start in a shirt, gives it away to Wilkins, crossfield kick. She's trying to use Joyce, who actually ends up being on this near side, but it's still Joyce. Wilkins to Harris. Wilkins pushes towards the middle of the field. Pearce. Wilkins. Just testing out Ellie Kildan.
Behind the 50.
She sends it back with kind. Wilkins calls the monk.
I'm loving seeing Wales mixing up there with that crossfield kick. Unfortunately, Jazz have just had to sort of stutter under the ball. Really what you want is your wing up sprinting full out to try and get under the ball, so they're catching it on the full, able to make the most of it. But it's certainly an alternative tactic that we haven't seen Wales use before to exit. I do like that they're mixing it up.
England line out. Defense on the line. How many?
I just love this option, the ambition to play instead of just setting up to clear. Sees that Jess is not marked at the moment, but the kick doesn't just quite get her on the full, which allows Emily Scarrett to recover and cover back.
England just trying to make sure they stay on their feet. It's just got to be moving forwards. and the referee will be happy.
Keep going back.
England still heading north quite happily.
Go away.
Wales are going to have to find a way to stop this. You can hear just the crowd egging this on. What a move.
Advantage.
It's still going.
Advantage.
It's an advantage as well.
Stay.
Eventually Packer releases, knowing that they've got that advantage in their pocket. Kildare out wide to Breach, still Breach, what a step, what a try! Harlequins, Jess Breach, her 20th cap, but that's her 26th try. Numbers!
How good is it to see Jess Breach back doing what she does best in a red rose shirt? It all came from the driving maul. So solid and strong, good decision making, knowing that they're moving forward. Wales have got to put more numbers into here. They've got to try and disrupt it as soon as the advantage comes. That's a free play and a free opportunity. Lovely little 2v1. Jess has still got work to do, little in and out and on the way.
Thank you. Thanks, Matteo.
Just great standing up there from Ellie Kildare. Just does enough to put Jess Breach into enough space to do some damage on Powell.
They've got the conversion from the touch side. Breach will be credited with that try, but we should mention the forwards put in a good shift.
Oh, forwards put an incredible shift to get that momentum. And also, just on the left there, Sarah McKenna doing that trailing run from the blind side wing. What that does is it prevents the Welsh defence from over-chasing to really be able to push hard on Jess Breach. So it sort of keeps them honest. It shortened the line, that trail runner. That's why it's so important for wingers to come off and find some work.
Marley Packer there took a big tumble. Referee is happy. Wales continue.
No advantage. Go back to the knock-on.
It was a knock-on. They're going to come back for a scrum.
Is that not in the air?
Well, Marley Packer thinks she was in the air when it happened. I think it bounced off her just before.
Yeah, the ball was definitely bounced off her head.
Maria, stay on this side. Thanks. Do you see the mark? Here it is. Yeah. Okay. Time off. We have potential foul play. Say again.
Right, we are going to go and check something before we get this scrum.
Against red.
The TMO has seen something.
What is it for?
Matteo
Number?
Liparini of France.
Just a moment. Yes, it's the second there by 10 red.
Yep, and we have the mark.
It's
yep.
Going to be Robin Wilkins we're watching in this.
So tackle in the air
was,
by number 10.
When Packer
tackle in the
was
air.
after the moment.
Penalty. Just a penalty only, yeah.
But it's not Robin Wilkins, it's actually Jasmine Joyce.
Tackle in the air.
Yeah, maybe they're assuming if Marley was to take that ball, she would have been tackled in the air.
We let them do their job, right? We let them do their job, okay?
Well, we're closing in on half-time here, and it is worth mentioning that England currently on 3 tries here, and they're opening 2 rounds of this Women's Six Nations. They have already had the bonus points by the half-time whistle, but Wales are going to do everything to stop that happening again. Tuatanotu couldn't quite take there.
Yep, we've got it. Knock on.
Corner on the floor.
No advantage coming. Knock on. No advantage coming. That turnover would be good, but we've got a knock on. Scrum. England ball. Knock on.
I think there's a lot of fans in this crowd here that are very excited about maybe going to the bar at half-time. Have a bit of refreshment.
Hands off.
Someone's gone early. Very sensible for his mates.
We feel like their fly-in was standing before we actually lifted the ball from the base. Thank you very
You
much.
can just see there Cecilia Tuipulotu who's just having a word with the medic there. She did take quite a clattering there. Well, as they just check out Cecilia Tuipulotu. Get to see a few more there of the Gloucester Heartbreak faithful watching on. They play a lot of their rugby actually at the Alpas Arena. They have played here a couple of times though this season.
Yeah, they have, and we've heard really good things about it. We've seen in the week Gloucester calling the fans to come in, and they certainly have done that.
But it's quite fitting we're going to see another scrum as we get this back underway then here. Because it really has been a battle between these two sides. Decisions have gone in both directions.
Crouch!
It has moved around quite a lot.
Bind! Set! No stability. No stability.
Well, you could see that movement there before the ball was even put in. England run away with it on the free kick. Kildone. Packer with the distribution to Harrison. Saracen's teammate to teammate. Cornborough. Huge collision between her and Donna Rose. These two will be used to going up against each other in the Premier 15s.
We just need to hold our weight. Okay.
Donna Rose is actually a trained chef and carpenter, incredibly talented woman.
Thank you.
Some of the shots that Wales are putting in, they've really done their homework, marking up England, often putting a double tackle and dominant hit in, which then allows their line speed to get off the line. And what a great rip from Alicia Butchers there.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Big push by England. Wales managed to get that out the back, but knocked on.
Scrum. At the 9.
Well, Wales have been dubbed the comeback queens throughout this Six Nations. And Ewan Cunningham has used his bench a lot, particularly in the second half. And you just wonder, with the stress that is now being shown, particularly on their forwards, how much is going to be in the tank and on the bench to push them through that second 40.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Just a little update to say that we've been told that Abby Dow has gone to the local hospital here in Gloucester. We'll try and give you any information when we have it, but we do wish her the best after that injury early on in this first half. But England, this is a picture we've seen once before.
Thank you.
Dominating that scrum, controlling. Well, miscommunication, but McKenna read it. Harrison. That's the big pass out wide. Kildone. Breach is still there. Harrison decides to go herself. Almost runs into the referee. Cleal. Clock in the red now. Ball goes on the floor. That is half-time. You have to say, as much as that scoreline will put smiles on England's faces, what a shift by Wales.
Yes, for me,
half-time, England 19,
what I need is stability.
Wales 0. No bonus point then for England at the half-time whistle. And Rachel Burford, you have to say, Wales have really shown up.
They absolutely have. They've caused England a number of problems, stifling their play, disrupting their set piece. although they haven't got any points on the board, they will be proud of their defensive efforts.
Well, look at all of that crowd. They are absolutely loving it here. The sun is shining down on Kingsholm. We need some sunglasses as well. Well, let's get down to pitch side and Ugo Monya.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant first half here at Kingsholm. 30,500 packed out to watch the Red Roses play some phenomenal rugby, and they certainly did that. A wonderful third try there from Jess Breach to mean that at half-time, England lead Wales 19-0. It's been a highly impressive game, that's for sure. But we also had a couple of real sad moments as well. Unfortunately for Abby Dow, we wish her certainly all the very best on that. She got injured 15 minutes into the game, so we had a bit of a pause. We took as much time as we could just to be able to make sure that she had the medical attention that was needed. Terrible to see Abby go off in the way which she did.
Yeah, absolutely so. You don't wish any player to get injured, and some of her calibre, you feel absolutely gutted for her, especially in a World Cup year. It does take time to come back from any serious injuries, so my hopes and thoughts are with her, and I really hope she can get herself back to playing, and I really... You know, it's such a sad thing to see, especially when your teammates are also singing it as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's really challenging. But I know she'll come back strong, and you just wish her all the very best now.
Yeah, of course, we'll keep you updated as and when we get information on it, but great to see her get a standing ovation there. Philippa, we spoke before the game about Wales and their ability to finish the games really well, but today they came out fast out of the blocks, didn't they?
Oh, they absolutely did. Their physicality I've really been impressed with. They've completely fronted up in defence. Some errors, some discipline is creeping in, but they are absolutely matching up. And the early positives in that scrum, getting some early scrum dominance. Great to see Sean and Harry's getting her hands on the ball. You know, when she comes up and she's got a smile on her face, the forwards have done a good job. So yeah, brilliant over the ball as well. Have managed to get some turnovers at vital points. But it's really been their urgency up off the line and then their line-outs. We always knew Wales had a good attacking line-out, but they've also been challenging in defence as well, and then just keying together that line-out more. And then Kaylee Powell, I got a lot of time for this girl. She's been out injured for the best part of 2 years, and it's just so good to see her back as a running fullback. Her first thought is not to kick the ball, it's to look up, where's the space, and I am off. And I don't know about you guys, but I think that's entertaining rugby.
That certainly is entertaining rugby. Unfortunately for Wales, it was their discipline which was the undoing of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Look, we talked at the start that the breakdown was going to be very key, and you felt almost before the injury occurred, Wales were absolutely on it. But then after the injury, they almost gave away far too many penalties at the breakdown. And there's a couple of times here, you know, when the England player has their knee on their feet, Wales have to let go, and they a couple of times were found almost over the ball, stopping play occur. And when you play against England, you do not want to give any penalties away. And for Wales, they have to really develop on this.
Yeah,
but
so 2 against you for not rolling. It's too slow. You're hanging on to the player on the ground. This is a warning.
But if I'm not impeding play,
if you're holding onto the ball, you must release and roll away.
Okay.
Release the ball, please.
Okay.
Understood? Yeah. Thank you.
It was something we spoke about before the match. It's something that Natasha Hunt spoke about last week, and it really was the undoing of Wales in that half, because I guess off that platform of the penalties, England kicking to the corner and that drive and more started to connect, didn't it?
Yeah, it was almost textbook book stuff almost, you know. They gave away a penalty, go to the line, and then England set up a fantastic drive and more. And it's something they do all the time. It's that ability to be able to tuck the ball in, stay focused, stay controlled, and then get that try.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. It was outstanding amount of work, and it was the foothold that England really needed to be able to, I guess, combat Wales's physicality early on.
Yeah, and it is just so frustrating because at times Wales were defending so well. They were managing to stay in the fight, but then you saw the penalty advantage, the ref's arms going up, and it's just another opportunity for England to just try something. And the amount of times they did, they got the better of it.
They certainly did that. Well, from the tight game, which worked well for England, to the wide game, and Jess Breach for that third try, that was a thing of beauty. Slated by the forwards, finished by the wide win.
Yeah, I love a good driving maul, and this England team know how to do it. I mean, they literally marched Wales back up the field almost about 10-15 metres, but it was the ability to go for that width. Kildan does enough just to hold her opposition player, and if you look at Powell's out of position here. She tries to go for it, and unfortunately just gets stepped there by Jess. And look, Jess has been out injured, she's come back. I think that was her first touch on the ball, and what a way to get into the game. Beautiful try, 26th try, and I just hope she has a really good second half too.
Yeah, absolutely, flying at half-time. England 19, Wales 0 at the moment. But for the Wales team, they're certainly showing some green shoots of positivity. Earlier on, just a few months ago, they offered 12 professional contracts as well as 15 on retainers. Passionate, absolute the infrastructure they needed, but an emotional time for some of these players who had to leave some of their full-time jobs, including Fionn Lewis.
It's my last lesson, okay? Don't want to end on any fitness or anything boring sitting in the classroom. We're going to play some games to finish, okay? Yeah, I was in a difficult place where I'd been knocked down a lot and I'd been told I wasn't good enough. And then the Six Nations took its toll on me. Do I want to keep putting myself through this and rather mentally rather than physically? But yeah, lucky enough to be brought back in and have successful involvement through the autumns. Scored my first try, which was brilliant, loved it, against South Africa, who I got my first cap against. And then yeah, to come back to now, where after all that year, when I was at the position where I nearly giving up the sport I've played my entire life, to be able to call that my job, you can understand my emotion has been completely overwhelming.
Outstanding here. We are stood in the middle of Kingsholm, 13,500 people here to watch what's been a phenomenal game, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Nigel Walker, Performance Director at Welsh Rugby. We just heard it there from Fionn Lewis, just about what it means to be a professional rugby player and the better opportunity that these women have now been given. You must be thrilled.
Can I first of all send my thoughts and best wishes to Abby Dow for a speedy recovery? That's the first thing. We're on a journey in Wales. We've made a promising start, a whole raft of changes over the last 6 months, including professional contracts, and I think you'll see the results in the autumn, and the first two games of Six Nations have reflected the investment that's been put into the women's game.
I was speaking to Ken Owens, who's here in attendance, watching and supporting the women, and he spoke about that level of money which has not just gone into the play contracts, that makes the headlines, but in terms of the coaching, nutrition, the S&C, that's a massive sustainable part of what should hopefully be greater development of this Welsh movement.
And it's not just in the top end of the game, good coaching, good science and medicine support, as you said, the ability to be able to train and to rest and not have to go to full-time employment or part-time employment, but it's what's happening beneath that in the pathway, a real seamless approach to it from the community game all the way through the elite level, with the establishment of under-18s and under-20s as well. We're serious about it, but we know it's going to take time. We're not going to see Wales become the best team in the world in 6 months, but we're working towards that.
Absolutely.
And Nigel, can I just ask, we've seen how competitive Wales can be with 12 professional contracts. Are you tempted to maybe put a couple more professional contracts on the team?
Well, you're putting me on the spot there. We've got 12 full-time professional contracts, 12 part-time contracts. Shall we say nothing's off the table?
Okay.
But it has to be an incremental approach. We're making changes across the pyramid, across the pathway, and we're just got to make sure when you pull the levers, the outcomes you get from those levers, and that it's sustainable. And what we're trying to do is to build something that is sustainable, which will see us be one of the best teams in the world.
Amazing.
That's outstanding. I think everyone really buying into that. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the second half. Well, here's what we've got coming up on the BBC. Tomorrow on BBC iPlayer and BBC Scotland, you can watch Scotland versus France from 12:40. And there's also Rugby League action as well. Wakefield take on Wigan in the Challenge Cup at 2 p.m. We've then got Northern Ireland face England in the Women's World Cup qualifier on Tuesday night. That's after England beat Macedonia 10-0 just yesterday. And if you want something to listen to on your morning commute or whilst walking the dog, don't forget we've got BBC Rugby Union Weekly to be downloaded from wherever you get your podcast from. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we've got another guest in. That's very prompt. Thank you so much for joining us. Poppy Cleal is here, not Bryony Cleal.
That's a good start.
Come here. I'll get my coat. Bryony Cleal. Bryony Cleal is here with us. What have you made of the first half? We'll start with that.
It's been a really slow start for us, I think. I think with all the stoppages and the way the game's gone, it's been like stop-start, and we just haven't quite got into the game. Obviously, we're happy with the scoreline, but there's so much more to come from us. I think once we can increase the tempo, you'll see much better from us out there.
We saw 3 tries in the first half, but all of it has come from set piece, an area which you must have been really pleased with watching.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the scrum's going really well. I think Berna's sorting out the problems that are going on in there, but she's really nailed that down and is actually getting some reward from that. And then the set piece, when we get that and we get going and we get the tempo into it, our driving maul's looking really, really threatening.
So look, you talked about the set piece there. What's been said at half time? I'm assuming Lewis Deacon's probably having a few words about, like you said, improving in those areas. Line out in particular, I know there was 3 that went away. What would be said in the half time talk?
He's a man of like little words, but they mean a lot. And he will be just saying, like, we do it all week, we've performed all week, and last week we came away from Italy with really good performance. Just go back to that, get the tempo into the game and go back to what we do so well, which is performing at the set piece. And our line-out's become so good, and it is a world-class set piece that if we can nail that down, that they won't be able to live with us.
Ronnie, I'm just going to hold you for a second. Let's get a word from the Wales camp. We've got Ioan Cunningham, who's chatting with Sonia.
Well, Ioan, thanks for stopping and having a word. There have been some bright spots from Wales. You know, your set piece, Kaylee Powell's played really well. What do you want to see from your team in this second half if you think they're going to get back into this game?
Yeah, we've got to respect possession a bit more. When we get opportunities in England half, we've got to really capitalise on those. But I'm so delighted with how we've stayed in this contest. We've been under a lot of pressure and the girls have really dug in well, and we're going to build off that this second half.
And I just wondered, just after the Abby Dow injury, do you feel that stalled the momentum a bit for your team?
Well, firstly, I hope she's okay. It wasn't nice to see, and I hope she's well. Yeah, we didn't start well after that stoppage, to be honest, and that's something that we've got to put right this half and obviously fire some shots.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Brilliant to see so many fans here at Kingsholm today. As I've mentioned earlier, 13,500, which is a record for this game in the Six Nations. Bryony, how good is it like this? England against Wales, 2 old rivalries, England winning, loads of sunshine. These are the days that you want to be involved in.
100%, and like we say, when you put us on a platform and you give us the opportunity to do this, we'll sell out Kingsholm. I can't really see a spare seat out there, and the atmosphere, and I mean the Welsh fans and the English fans are having such a good day. This really is kind of where women's rugby's going and where women's sport's going.
Absolutely. Look ahead to the second half now. Slow start for England, despite being 19-0 up on the board there. What have they got to fix or do better in the second half?
I think it wasn't a lack of territory or the possession. It's just them fine margins when we're talking about set piece, and Wales were nicking a few of the balls and things like that, and our execution just in places wasn't right. But I think once we have a game where there isn't so much stop-start and we get that tempo, which we thrive off and we love, we are such a high tempo and such a fit team that when we get that, we'll put a few more scores on the board.
Fingers crossed. Bryony, I'm so sorry for getting it wrong. Do you forgive me?
I would dump tackle you, but I got sore hands.
Okay, fair enough. I'll tell you what, thank you very much for that forgiveness. It's been a brilliant first half here at Kingsholm. England against Wales, absolutely packed out. We can't wait for the second half. But now, I'm going to throw you back up to commentary. Sarah Orchard. Oh, not quite now, but first we're just going to reflect on the tail of the half, which has been absolutely outstanding. England, despite...
Oh, it's the big drive. That's still moving. That's still going. It looks like it's over, and England have scored. Monaco's just licking her chops, decides to use Ward. Kildone out wide to Breach, still Breach. What a step! What a try!
Second time lucky. It was a brilliant first half here. England leading Wales 19 points to 0. Let's see what's going to happen now at the second half. And I'll throw you up to the capable hands of Sarah Orchard and Rachel Burford.
England coming back out onto the field. Wales are ready and waiting. Another 40 minutes of this opening round 3 match of the Women's Six Nations still to come. England on the cusp of a bonus point try. Wales have had their chances. Can they get on the scoreboard in this second half? There is a change for Wales. Cecilia Tuipulotu is off in her place, number 23, that's Natalia John. Big run there early on there by Harries. Ward snaffled that, but it's a penalty. It's interesting because Simon Middleton has talked a lot in the build-up to this fixture about England's defence needing to improve, their discipline, everything about it.
Yeah, they have. That's been a work on for them since the autumn, and we've seen them take strides. They've probably just decision-making around the breakdown. Yeah, but what a start from Wales. Sinead Harries straight on the ball and gets her team right into the game. It's exactly what Cunningham would have wanted.
That was quite a long engagement sequence, and that holds well. Harries gives it back to Lewis, pushing down the near side. Jazz Joyce on the ball. There's the counter-up from Packer. Support from Hunter. They realised that there was no scrum half there, and Crabb has to come in. Lewis. Wilkins. Big push back there. Wales just lost a little bit of ground. Lake pushes on. Ellie Kildan in the undersides, just to watch that shuffle across over the whitewash, and it's the bounce of the ball sometimes, but we come back and it's an England penalty.
7. Advancing.
That'd be so disappointing for Wales. You know, earned the penalty in the middle of the field, had a good set piece. Looks like whatever was spoken about at half-time, it gave them that strong platform. But then a simple thing like being offside from a kick just gifts England back the ball and now gets them into the danger zone.
Short up the front then to Matthews. Worcester woman taking a lot of ball at that line out today. Really impressed when she started against Italy last week. Still Davis who has it, now Packer. You can see on the floor there, Keris Hale who's now on the field. She's come on.
Advantage.
Harrison. Cross-field kick. Chasing it is McKenna. It's not taken cleanly by Wales. They'll come back for the penalty.
Collapsing.
Just Wales under all kinds of pressure in the maul area. Brings it down illegally, and this just gives England a free ball. Good option to go to the outside. Hannah Jones gets real tight defensively.
Collapsing.
Good clear up by Powell. But I imagine England will go back to the corner again.
Such a shame there, what could have been an attack, a counter-attack there. We've seen early glimpses of Kaylee Powell, how much she loves to do that.
Davis. Matthews again, the target woman. It's a big push back there by Wales.
Stay where you are.
England, they go again. Davis got one in the first half. She opened the scoring, she goes! Davis gets a double! She is racking up the tries in both the Premier 15s and in an England shirt as Lark Davis scores the bonus point try for England.
You know the penalty before.
You can see their Wales don't even bother trying to get up to try and disrupt that in the air. They're all about keeping bodies on the ground to try and prevent it. In early doors, they do a good job. It's just the quality of England managing to peel off, knowing the right time to sort of start fracturing things up. such a weapon for them.
As England turn the screw again. Moments ago, Wales had the possession, but they're struggling again to be able to exit out of their own half effectively. You can't give England the opportunity to pin you in the corner.
She gave that a big wallop, Zoe Harrison. Ends up going just across the face of the posts. Davis with that body position. Very well versed in scoring those kind of tries. Ward. That one's gone forward on the floor.
Scrum.
Wales will be very happy with this field position.
Accidental obstruction.
Seen a change there in the second row. Natalia John has come on. Don't be fooled by the number. She's slotting in there into that second row.
Hold that standard now. Yeah.
What did you make of Cecilia Tuipolotti's first 40?
I thought she showed some great confidence, some lovely little inside line. She was certainly offering herself around the park. And I'm no surprised to see those changes early on. Wales have gone for a 6-2 split on the bench, so they've got an extra forward in there. It's very much the message at half-time. Johan Cunningham is quite clear to the players who will be coming off. He says, give me 10 more minutes, give me 5 more minutes, and then fresh legs are coming on to do a job.
So both of you need to hold the space and hold your weight. Thanks.
So just reset that. Cecilia Tuipolotti, she made all 6 of the tackles that came her way. Remember, she's just 18 years old. Can hear that Fionn Lewis saying, come on, Keris.
Crouch! Bind!
Keris Hale, the Gloucester Hartbury prop.
Set!
Made her debut back in 2016. Wilkins through the middle, Lake, Jones. Last pass just isn't there, breaches though.
Tackle! Back to
Packer to Packer, penalty advantage. They might have a look at that. Back inside, it's Cleal to Ward.
Advantage
the
over.
2 locks teaming up. Byrne. Oh, Sarah Byrne. Such a tricky customer. Harrison. Davis. Big run there by Cleal. Packer, Rowland, Scarrett there. Really took that ball to the stomach. She's struggling to get down to the floor, and Wales are holding this up nicely. England could be in a bit of trouble. Well, it looks like the penalty advantage was over for England.
White taking the ground. Small turnover.
Must have just been a knock-on called by the referee. And we restart with a Welsh scrum.
Hands off.
Great show of physicality there. Plenty of Welsh players getting around that contact. The initial one was to hold the player up, and as soon as they can see they've got them up, every single Welsh player coming in there. Fionn Lewis giving good, clear communication to the referee that she is on ball.
Just the attack from England at the moment. One-out runners in those areas just allows them to really mark up Emily Scarrett and wrap her up.
It's impossible, isn't it?
Ball gets a bit flat, which allows them to get her nice and high. But that's a big win for Wales there.
Same again.
Keeping England out. Small victories are what are going to count.
Sharon Lillicrap on the far side of that scrum's had a little bit of treatment.
Crouch!
Ready to carry on.
Bind! Set!
That's a big push from England. Wales do get it out. Lake, support outside her. They do manage to get the last pass away.
Tackle!
Counter-rucking from England, really pressing. Lillicrap's there. She needs someone with her.
Back foot, thank you.
Phillips. What Wales really need here is a big exit. Harries trying to run it out of their own half. It's hard work. England, they fancy having a look at that ball if they can work their way through that ruck. Lewis.
All on.
Ends up going straight back to the England players. McKenna, Scarrett, they've got space on the near side. Packer sends it back down the guts of the park. Davis.
Tackle, release!
Cleel.
Advantage.
Taking a couple of players to bring Cleel down. This is a shot here for England. Cornborough. Scarrett on the loop, out wide to Kildan. She's in a tight space. Trying to drag her out. No scrum half. Cornborough does the duties. Hunter. Right over the top of that again. It's Sinead Harries who's in there. Packer. Matthews. Cleel. Still Marley Packer. Waiting once again, Matthews. The Worcester woman stopped short. They're going to push it out wide. In the end, it's going to be Breach again. So many phases worked through. And England clock up a 5th try and a 2nd for Jess Breach.
Yeah, Jess Breach gets the 5 points to her name, but it all came from the work of the pack again. Just really good ball retention. Just watch the lovely work of Emily Scarrett. Just comes out of the shadow, which makes the defenders have to bite in, but great work from Ellie Kildan. 3 players on her, manages to stay in touch, get the ball back and recycled. Just here, the quick ball and lovely vision from Zoe Harrison, and the skill and the execution to get the ball over the top to Jess Breach. Jazz Joyce there has to come in, has no other option, and the ball beats her on the outside. But what a return from Jess Breach.
It's the go forward, isn't it, from every carry, literally every time. They're just gaining metres, putting Wales on the back foot. Initially, Wales trying to exit with that box kick, not a bad idea, especially as you can see kind of on the pitch. The shadow is behind the England players, which means the sun is very much in their eyes. So if you can get a nice high box kick up, it could cause them some trouble, but unfortunately it wasn't high enough, and it wasn't really an issue for them to field. But just here, the collision skills. England working their way around. Wales looking a bit tired there, a bit slow to fold defensively.
Couple of changes then for Wales. Kelsey Jones making her way onto the field. So it looks like Alex Callender is also on as well. Big shift put in there. Karis Phillips making her way off. Sarah McKenna just as well to dip her head down there, evade that first tackle.
There's no contest.
That then to Scarrett. She gives it a big thump. Powell takes well. She's had to take a lot of high ball, has Kaylee Powell. Only 23 years old, on one of the Welsh retainer contracts.
Let it go, please. For the ball. Go for
Well, you can see that Natasha Hunt is now on for England, playing scrum half. Interesting comments from Natasha Hunt midweek, saying that Wales were on the fringes of legality at the breakdown. As a Welshwoman, your reaction, Philippa Tuttiett?
How very dare she? Hey, the best back rowers in the world play on the edge, and I'm sure that's just what she's alluding to there.
Advantage.
Wales have made over 100 tackles so far in this fixture. England have made over 500 metres. Remember, they clocked up over 1,000 against Italy. Crossfield kick from Harrison. No one can take. They'll come back for the penalty.
Captain. So with the line out, we've had you're engaging the player in the air. Right. And you're coming to ground and disrupting them all. Right. Have a behavior.
Okay, fine. Is that the last one at more, yeah?
No,
that's
no.
at more?
No. Thanks. Yep. Just hold. Time's off.
Just seeing good leadership from both captains there. Siwan Lillicrap making sure she gets clear communication from the referee. And then Sarah Hunter just subtly checking, will the next infringement be a card? Is that an official warning? Good, clear communication from both sides.
I understand.
Wales really do have to be careful here, though.
Time's on. Mark's just there.
Harrison drops it down in the corner.
We're going. We're going.
Still Matthews, Packer there, they're looting round, it's Byrne! The Bristol Bruiser works her way round. You can't cage magic, and I tell you what, you can't cage Sarah Byrne.
You certainly cannot. When she gets a little bit of space and she can get a bit of pace up, there is no stopping her. Loving the variation on the line out. Play from England. Looks at the front peel again, just Byrne comes real late out nowhere. Lovely soft touch from Marnie Packer to give the ball on a plate for Sarah Byrne. Lisa Neumann, you know, that's a big matchup to be able to bring her down. But the difference in this game, moments ago, England in their 22, exit cleanly, put pressure on, awarded a penalty, find themselves then in the 22 of Wales, and then convert that pressure into points.
And a fantastic finish there with the kick from Zoe Harrison. But you're right, Rach, it all came from the exit, didn't it? They exited well, they applied pressure, they won the ball back, then they gained territory. And it's great to see England mixing it up. They know how strong their maul is, but just doing that cheeky little peel around the front, really good.
McKenna. Sarah McKenna, an important member of the England squad, not just for what she does on the field, but often always in charge of the entertainments committee. Taken in by England. Wales ball, and this is a big moment for Wales. They haven't had this kind of territory in possession from a set piece for a long time.
Yeah, personally, one of the sort of key performance indicators I wanted to see from Wales was getting points on the board. You know, we know how incredibly difficult it is to break England down. Not many people get to do it. But if Wales can come away with some points on the board, that would be a real significant win for them. And their shape is quite interesting, just behind the scrum. They've got both fly half and full back directly behind, almost looking sevens-esque, where you see players standing directly behind the scrum with then equal players left and right, keeping all the options available for them.
Stand up. So we fixed it over here. We need to get back to that standard. Okay? Both sides.
So long.
What's that?
Between bind and crack.
Because you're coming forward and you just stop.
And then when we stop, can you say crack?
Yep.
Hit.
Yep. Thanks. Once you're stable. Okay, I need to see you stop and it be stable. Thanks.
She'll shout stop so she knows.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Julianne Zisman there of Canada, she's been very clear of what she wants from these two front rows. You see Kira Bevan, who's on now at scrum half for Wales, just spinning the ball in her hands there.
Crouch!
Another Bristol player.
Bind! Set!
Penalty to England. You can see Natasha Hunt there was desperate to get the ball.
No, just leave it on the ground.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier about what Natasha Hunt was talking about, what Wales want to do around the breakdown, and any opportunity to try and slow England down, they're going to do it.
We can't make light of these two rivalries, but there is the odd moment between players when you know how well they all know each other, because so many of these women are in the same clubs.
Through the middle. She's through the middle.
There's Byrne at the back there. This more has been
she's fine, she's bound.
a real
Use
plus
it,
point for England. Hunt, Harrison to Scarrett. Well, it ends up in the hands of Rowland. No guarantee that was the exact plan.
Away. No.
Harrison.
Thank you.
Kick through. Is that going to bounce up? Nope.
Mark. Offside. 21.
Well, as we approach this last 20 minutes, you do just feel the subs are really going to have to step up for Wales here.
And they certainly have in the previous rounds. They were getting known as the super subs because they were coming on, scoring tries, raising tempo. But again, that was when Wales were playing against other amateur teams. They're now playing against a fully professional outfit. And the benefit of that extra training is being able to put in that full 80 performance.
You can see Purse making her way off there.
Time's off.
Sale Women put in a good shift this afternoon. On in her place, Cara Hope.
Thanks, Maria.
England once again use this opportunity to have another little bit of a chat.
Time's not on. Time is not on.
There you go. The referee knows what they're up to. Managed to stop the clock, so it wasn't too much Welsh frustration. Just held on to that one.
No, 23 advantage.
Advantage again here for England. This is real domination now.
Time off.
Okay, this could be a big chat.
Captain, so we were on a warning from all defense. We've had another infringement, 23 changing binds. Yellow card.
Natalia John has to take the team yellow card. She goes off to the bin, and Wales have now got to get through the next 10 minutes with 14 women.
It should be an incredibly difficult challenge, but Wales have left the referee no choice there. They are creeping up to what is now 16 penalties.
Big push here from England, who've got their tails up. That was a loose ball, not touchdown.
Sorry.
Knocked on by England. Opportunity gone.
Number 8 to move out of the way. Not now. Not now. We've got them scanning in the background. Not now. Let me start with the scrum.
So, but if you ask them to move out, surely she has to leave.
Let's go then. Not now.
Let's go.
Not now. No.
I think it's safe to say England and Wales don't like each other.
Just here.
There's plenty of fire in the belly still. Just both captains wanting to assert themselves, both wanting to get the last word in. Not sure who might have won that one on the last word. But that's a missed opportunity for England, and they'll be disappointed.
Sarah Hunter packing down there at number 8, made an MBE for services to rugby back in 2015. One of just a handful still in this England squad who lifted that World Cup in 2014. Early engagement there from England, and Wales are off. Harries.
Advantage.
Penalty advantage as well now.
Advantage.
Wilkins.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Well, they're going to come back in the end for the penalty.
4. Thank you. Yeah, free kick.
Which is understandable. Oh, it's a free kick.
4, not 10. Back up.
I think Wales
They're
deserve to be a bit frustrated with that if that was a penalty originally. England just looked like they might take it quickly there, decided against it.
England, white 1 and 2, 7.
There's going to be more changes for England here.
No, it's been kicked out by red. It's a white ball. Thanks.
Maud Muir and Connie Powell waiting to come on. Vicky Cornborough makes her way off. A real firm favourite with the head coach, Simon Middleton, Vicky Cornborough. Consistently picked, and Lark Davis, strong afternoon for her. Couple of tries.
Sub, red 8.
And that's the end of the early evening sunshine for Sinead Harries as Beth Ann Lewis comes on. And that's quite clever from Wales, because let's face it, they've got a woman in the bin. Let's take our time over all of this.
6.
Yeah, absolutely winding down the clock a little bit.
Yep. Let's go then, let's go. Okay.
Beth Ann Lewis, really mobile forward there. She's not the biggest, but she's very agile. Really good over the ball in the breakdown as well.
Scarrett. Kildun. Harrison. Rowland. Hunt. Byrne. Hunt. Harrison, there's numbers out there. Scarrett with the long pass out wide. Who's waiting? Ward! Back inside to Matthews! Still Matthews! Alex Matthews! What a score! She had a stormer against Italy, and now she is storming down the wing against Wales.
That's the kind of try you'd expect the back line to be producing, but great vision. Emily Scarrett just hits onto the ball, puts the ball out there, knows that Jazz Joyce has come up, but great offload from Abby Ward. But how about that from Alex Matthews? Keeps riding, she bumps off 4 defenders to get to the try line. She's one of the strongest players in contact. Her work rate is excellent to be on the shoulder. And to finish like that with 3 Welsh players all over her. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's incredible fend, isn't it? Completely sits down Kayleigh Powell. Just goes a little bit too high on that tackle. Plenty of Welsh bodies there. You got to credit the heart in that defence. They worked really hard to try and get back and affect that situation, but it was just too good from England.
Big changes here for England coming onto the field. Rosie Gallagher, Vicky Fleetwood and Amber Reid.
Okay. Just hold, subs are coming on. Yeah. Did that make sense? They're not 10 for a free kick.
Rosie Gallagher and the Harlequins lot you just saw there onto the field of play. Helena Rowland takes a seat, as does Poppy Cleal and the try scorer Alex Matthews. Ward. Straight into the fire there for Fleetwood. Wilkins takes that well. Pow. Well, there's no one there for England.
Hold on.
Harrison has to track back, loses a bit of time.
In the 22. Hold!
Plays it straight down the throat of Gloucester Hartbury's Hannah Jones. Bevan manages to find Hale. Pushed out down the line. See Eleanor Snowsill also on the field now for Wales. Wales penalty.
Offside.
Remember, Wales only with 14 women on the field at the moment. They'll want to use this time wisely.
What a lovely kick pass there from Robin Wilkins. She could see the English defenders had come up high to cut off that passing channel, yet still had the composure on full tilt to be able to just put in a very delicate nudge to get the ball into the winger's hands. Really good skill execution. And there's Eleanor Snowsill come on. 2 fly halves on the field.
How many Wales? How many? 5.
Well, that's the end of the day for Sarah Byrne. Another good shift. Both the benches completely empty for both sides now. Who's got the most left in the tank?
Through the middle. Tackle!
It's out. Bevan.
Advantage.
Was that high from Galligan coming in? Wilkins here with a little dink over the top. McKenna calls it, but back for the penalty.
19. High.
Penalty advantage there for Wales, so Robin Wilkins just trying to mix things up. Not really the best option. There were plenty of England defenders tracking that backfield, but still Wales get the ball back, so it was worth a shot. Mix things up.
The line is yours. The line is yours. Take a step.
Well, that was the high
line,
attempt
please.
there by Galligan. This is easily the best attacking platform Wales have had in the whole game. Kelsey Jones steps up. They arrive short to the front. Callender takes that one. The heave then, that's looking strong from Wales. England have tried to recycle round the back, is it over? Try from Kelsey Jones! Wonderful stuff from Wales. Brilliant line out, strong maul. Kelsey Jones in front of her club crowd goes over for Wales.
And you know what the most pleasing thing about that is? It was, like you say, their best attacking opportunity in the whole game, and how clinical is that? We talked about the impact of the bench and how important that's going to be. Well, on steps, Kelsey Jones, perfect darts, right at the back, and look at that, picks the exact time. She's so aware of exactly where she is. She can see that it's turning. Her body position isn't in the best, but she recovers and gets that drive over.
I'm sure she's got loads of supporters here as well today. She's actually a lead participation officer with Gloucester as well. So there will be a big Jones fan base. Oh, that one off the post there by Ciara Bevan. Here's a little bit of news for everyone watching on. The crowd confirmed here at Kingsholm today, a whopping 14,689. That is a home Red Roses record and beats their previous home crowd in the 2010 World Cup final.
Use. Tackle!
Bevan. Harrison. Well done. Caught in from Gallagher, just pushing Kildan on. Hunt. Soft hands there by McKenna to Hunter. Scarrett outside her, still Scarrett. She's shrugging them off, nearly gives it to Muir, decides against it. How have England still got that ball? This is incredible stuff. Pushing out now, Packer passes it to Brown. Shauna Brown! Shauna Brown, the Harlequins tight head. Not long on the field. Happy to get another 5 points for England on the board.
That was a superb try. The build up to that, from going from one whip all the way to the other. Just the leg drive from Emily Scarrett in the contact, looking to keep the ball alive. It's all about the speed of ball. Natasha Hunt has come on and injected that tempo. But forwards again, out in the wide channels, doing the simple things. Marty Packer drawing past, but what about a finish from Shauna Brown on the edge?
Well, that was the Shauna Brown touchdown as Wales are now back up to a full complement of 15 players. It's been a tough period. 2 tries for England, but Wales did get one back. Abby Ward has taken a lot of those restarts today, taken them all well. Anger on Marley Packer's face when she goes into that contact. He relishes it. Reed.
All on.
Oh, you feel for Kaylee Powell there. She's done so well under that high ball all evening. She has been peppered with them. Eventually one had to go.
Yeah, and she was running on full pelt to try and get into that ball. As a fullback, you never want to let the ball bounce, so she's doing absolutely everything she can to get underneath it. Just inches out of her grasp. For me, that won't tarnish her performance for today. I think she's been absolutely incredible in the backfield.
You can hear the big cheer that goes up. The crowd here have just been told what the capacity is today. They have loved it. There you go, 14,689. Interesting to see what the numbers will be at Welford Road when England play Ireland in round 4. England lucky to hold on to that ball in the scrum. Reed. Scarrett. She's on her own, she needs support. That was a great tackle coming in by Hannah Jones. Pushing to the far side, it's Breach. Still Jess Breach. Connie Powell.
Tackle her away! No! No! Play. Take a step, 19. Thank you.
They decide to go once again. It's Muir. They're trying to go over the top there, England. Is it going to come out? It is going to be a penalty for England. Natasha Hunt was there screaming. Hunt looks up. There's numbers, they're waiting. It's Packer. Reed. Long pass out wide, it's going to be McKenna. Back inside to Scarrett. It's called King's Home. I think the Red Roses have just renamed it Queen's Home.
Very nice, they have indeed. Again, just injecting of that tempo, wanting to play quick, giving Wales no opportunity to reset, get their line set, to put pressure on. But again, just the collision from Marnie Packer makes them again back on the back foot. But what about that pass from Amber Reid? But again, work's not done here. McKenna does so well to get the ball back into play. The great work from England, just having players always on their shoulders, not thinking that the job's done or it's going to be a contact, staying alive. And what a great finish, where it all began with Emily Scarrett with that break through the middle to get her team into the 22.
Yeah.
Emily Scarrett there, the calm customer that she is.
And just watch her tracking run here. See how she slows down, Emily Scarrett, just to make sure that she's definitely in play. It's those subtle little touches, and that's why she comes away with the try.
Hunter. Still Hunter. Remember the England captain, 36 years old now. There's another warhorse and Marley Packer. Now 32. Ward. Hunt was caught there. Tackle was ready. It is something Wales have done really well this afternoon, is just slow down that England ball with those choke tackles. Pat. Here comes John. Bevan. Calendar. Whew. I think that's the correct expression for that.
7. Off feet. I'm playing the ball. 7.
The big tackle goes in. Packer has been off her feet a couple of times in this fixture.
Big double hit there on Alex Calendar.
There's your mark there. 5. Gap, please.
Right then, it is now time, Rachel Burford, to get your TikTok Women's Six Nations Player of the Match.
Defending the channel.
There's been a couple of notable mentions to make. Shuan Lillicrap has led her side, putting her body on the line, and Sarah Burns also had an extraordinary game yet again. But Abby Ward has been an absolute disruptor in the breakdown, forcing errors early on in the first half, getting that try, but on the restarts, just being able to take those, get her team into a really strong position. Her work rate, the offload for the Alex Matthews try. She really has been making her mark on this game and is our TikTok Six Nations Player of the Match.
Well, they were just having a little bit of a chat there amongst the two.
So they've clearly said that there's 7
lineouts
in the mall. We're in 7. Okay, and then she's coming and she's screaming. How many numbers? Okay. Take the gap, hold the space.
Clear direction by our referee. There's Brown.
Nope.
Well, Bevan wants to go quickly, and she is. Hunt drags her down.
She's got the turnover, she's got it.
England penalty.
10, and then she's got a roll ref. Come on, that's not fair.
Shuan Lillicrap once more. You have to say, our referee today, Julianne Zuzman, has managed to keep both these sides under control, because it has been tense.
It's been fiery, isn't it? And both captains, Sarah Hunter and Shuan Lillicrap, we very rarely hear them raising their voices, but there's been so much frustration on both sides. But she has done a very good job at managing what is obviously an emotional, high-tempo game.
Here come England again. The clock is nearly gone. They want more. 9 tries already. There's the penalty advantage again for England. It's moving, not quite yet.
Thank you. Advantage. Away 17.
Hunt wants the ball. Hunt's going to take it quickly, gives it to Gallagher.
Thank you.
Ward. Clock is gone. Big hit going in there by Lillicrap on Hunt. Ball's out, referee's happy.
Away tackler. Advantage.
Another penalty advantage coming England's way. They want to finish in style. And the captain is happy to oblige. 10 England tries at Kingsholm. Another significant scoreline in the sunshine in what has been so far a very impressive Six Nations campaign for the Red Roses.
Yeah, just smart play from the captain. Knows that they've got the advantage, just keeps leg driving through. Simple try, but what an excellent finish there. I think the Welsh team have stopped, thinking that the referee's blowing the whistle. But that never die attitude from England, always wanting more, always hungry. It's a class way to finish.
Well, that is it. A valiant effort from Wales. You can see the difference that their new professional outfit is making. But the Red Roses, they're still a few years ahead. And now 21 victories on the bounce. Full-time, England 58, Wales 5. Well, incredible stuff then from the Red Roses. And I can tell you they will be out here now for hours, signing autographs, talking to their friends and family. The Welsh team, it will be exactly the same for them as well, because they have so much wonderful travelling support here. It has really been a festival of women's rugby. So many of these women know each other very well as they just give each other the congratulations. Kelsey Jones, you just saw there, who scored the try for Wales. Jess Breach, what a comeback for her. Managed to get through that full 80 there. She deserves those hugs. Kildan, of course, her Harlequins teammate. Back in an England shirt, Jess Breach, back scoring tries. Cecilia Tuipulotu there, first start from Wales. As we head down to pitch side now and hear from the player of the match, Abby Ward, who's with Sonia McLaughlin.
Oh, well, there's your medal. I wondered where that was. Well done, we are the player of the match. Another big win for England. Was that your best performance so far, do you think?
I think it was a frustrating performance. The first half, definitely, we weren't happy with how it went. Wales, all credit to them, they made it difficult for us. So it wasn't the cleanest game, but these games are always a challenge. The competition is going up and up every year. So actually, like that aside, to come into the second half and to play with the intent that I think we showed, I think we've got to be happy the second half. We've got some fix-ups though to do.
A little word on Abby Dow. How difficult was that to see a teammate in such obvious distress?
Yeah, it's never nice, obviously. So best wishes with Abby at the moment. I think she's gone to hospital and I'm sure she's getting looked after. But hopefully we can catch up with her later. And I think as a team, that's where you've just got to galvanise and come together a little bit.
A record crowd, 10 tries. What was it like to be part of this occasion and to see how the women's game is flourishing?
It's amazing. I think we got the best fans in the world. Like, they're brilliant, everyone here. It's incredible to have so many people here. Finally have a home game for us. Like, it's something that we've been really looking forward to. And hopefully we can kick on our performances and keep doing it for the fans. I know it's a frustrating stop-start first half, but hopefully we can put out another performance in Leicester.
Well done, Abby. You are the player of the match. Congratulations.
Well, many congratulations to the player of the match there, Abby Ward. Very impressive. What was a compelling game today by England. And this is exactly how it looks on the table. England still unbeaten, only one other side unbeaten, and that's France, and they take on Scotland tomorrow in Edinburgh. Italy propping up the table, and Wales still in that position of third. Massive progress as it is. Well, let's have a look at what else is coming up across the BBC tomorrow. Well, tomorrow on the BBC iPlayer and BBC Scotland, you can watch Scotland versus France from 12:40. There's also Rugby League action as well. Wakefield take on Wigan in the Challenge Cup. Northern Ireland face England in the women's qualifier, the World Cup, and that's happening on Tuesday. And if you want something to listen to a little bit more on your dog walk or on your commute, there's also Rugby Union Weekly, which is available now on BBC Sounds. Maggie, an outstanding, comprehensive game, a record crowd. What a great day it's been for the England Red Roses.
It's been a brilliant day for the England Red Roses, but also what an advert for women's rugby.
Yes.
I mean, it was a cracking match. The first half, as Abby Ward has already highlighted, probably wasn't the best for England, but the Welsh team, I love their comeback, I love their attitude, and the crowd have been entertained today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important we underline the progress of Wales, because they just walked, the Welsh players just walked past us, and everyone here, 14,500 people up on their feet applauding them, because despite losing today, they put in a real decent performance, didn't they?
They did, and look, Nigel Walker said at half-time about the investment that's going into this women's side, and it's going to start paying off, especially going into Rugby World Cup. But I'm just so pleased that the fans are behind them as well. Look, we're at Gloucester in England, and most of the fans look like they're all Welsh.
Yep.
And it's just brilliant to see the support there, and I'm just so pleased to think that the game is growing for both the England team and the Welsh team.
Yeah, absolutely. Philippa, thank you for joining us. That's quick from you. You still haven't lost your pace. But speaking of pace, Jess Bree, Jess Express, we spoke about her before the game. Her second try, she really started to show her wheels, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. We were just so keen for her to get their hands on the ball. You know, I think at times England might look back and think a little bit frustrated. They could have got the ball out, maybe a little bit more clinical with their hands, but certainly when she got the opportunity, she took it, and the crowd here just loved her.
And just a quick word on Wales, I heard it from Maggie as well. A decent performance despite what the result says.
Yeah, you know, their defence was heroic, but they're going to be very frustrated with those penalties. I think it got up to 17, 18. You just can't do that against any international team, let alone England. But plenty of credits to take away.
Well, thank you for joining us, Philippa and Maggie, for what has been a record crowd here. England came out on top, 58 points to 5. Thank you so much for joining us.
Round 3 of the Women's Six Nations is underway. Kildare out wide to Breach, still Breach, what a step, what a try! Back inside to Matthews, still Matthews, what a score!